care how bad the pitching is, or the officiating is, the umpiring is, when you strike out 19 times. You just cannot strike out 19 times. Listen, I know. I 1,000% know that the guy behind the plate tonight, arguably, and I'm being dead serious, I'm not blamed. At some point, I'm going to be blame the ump guy. It's not tonight. It's not the game or the situation where we could talk about that. You struck out 19 times. 2 of your top 5 hitters struck out, or actually 3 of your top 5 hitters got a hat trick tonight in strikeouts. That cannot happen. I don't care who you're facing. Because you run Hagen Smith in the 6th, you actually get 2 runs on him. I know McIntyre is arguably the best reliever in the country. Statistically, he is. You got to find ways to put the ball in play. You have to. You have to. But I got to bring this up. Last week on Ruffino and Joe show, I mentioned, if you don't know what Ruffino and Joe show is, it's our college football show that we do Sunday, Monday, and Wednesdays. I mentioned, and you can go watch the video clip, that there are 2 things that Greg Sankey has done as commissioner that nobody likes to talk about, but is becoming an instant and just consistent issue over and over again. I think baseball is the worst. The guy tonight behind the plate for LSU and Arkansas has to be the worst I've ever seen. Now, he was consistently horrible, so maybe he's got that going for him. But Sankey has to find a way to get better umpires and officials. It's been the worst thing that Greg Sankey has done and that he has allowed in his tenure. Now, I will say, I think Greg Sankey is the best commissioner in college athletics right now. However, he has shown at times to be a little inconsistent in things that he does. In football, he flips the schedule, right? Well, let's just do home and aways. We got other shit we got to worry about. Fans don't want that. You also work for the fans in a lot of ways. But every single year, and I am not exaggerating, in baseball specifically, every single year, officiating and umpiring gets worse. You would think with the money, the billions, literally, with the billions of dollars that they are raking in, they could be better. They aren't. The SEC has to be the worst officiating, umpiring, and refereeing conference in all of college athletics. I know it is very difficult to be an umpire. I know it's very difficult to be a basketball ref. I understand for guys that are on a football field that you have to run up and down the field. A lot of you, especially the side judges, there's not a lot of human beings that can do that. I understand that. But it's too bad. It needs to be fixed. And if you're going to continue to tell me that playoffs need to be expanded, that pay for play is legal, we don't really give a shit anymore, screw the NCAA, even though that they were right, and I will argue you and fight you on that one. Tonight was the final straw for me. I told you last season that we were going to, when we did all of these LSU post games, I told you There was going to be a time when I blew. I hope there's not kids around you. I will give you a 2-second pause. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. I was going to blow a fucking gasket. I'm going to blow a fucking gasket. It is too bad. It's not why you lost the game tonight. You're not ready for the moment. We'll get to that next. But you gotta find a way to get dudes who know what the fuck they are doing. It is killing the sport. When a left-hander can throw a slider and it's 3 inches off the plate, down and away, and you call strike 3 on Josh Pearson, it's a fucking joke. It's a joke. How else can I put it? How much more of a tirade can I go on? The only way it gets fixed is when the fans go to Sankey and say, listen, we think you're doing so well in other areas. We appreciate you for that. Everywhere else on field, to some extent, and that arguably the biggest thing that you could do, the biggest thing that the SEC can do, the only thing that the SEC can do for on the field is officiating. It's all that they can do. Your ass. Like I've said, the SEC, top to bottom, the best overall conference. But Greg's got to fix this. It's too bad. All right. Let's get to the game. Every post game is brought to you by our good friends over at betonline.ag. I saw Clemson won tonight. I did sprinkle a little cash on that money line for Clemson tonight. UConn, you know, I told you in the very beginning of this, that was my pick on the Bill King show. They're going to continue to roll. I told you 2 weeks ago, I'm betting UConn every game here throughout. Don't ask me any more questions. They just win by 20 plus again tonight. No big deal in a national title rematch. You need to go over to betonline.ag. Use your mobile device to sign up today. Use that promo code BELIEVE50, which I heard a little birdie chirped in my ear. There's about 400 of you that have placed bets with BetOnline using our promo code for March Madness. So I appreciate all of you doing that. You used the link in the audio that I gave you. See, some of you did not. Some of you don't listen to the audio or not subscribe. You can't always get the specialties. You need to go over to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, go over there, hit the notifications, follow us, leave us a comment, give us a 5-star rating. All right. Believe 50. That's Believe 50. Our good friends over at BetOnline. You're not ready for the moment. And I think it's funny because there were multiple times tonight when you needed a big hit at the plate. You had either a freshman, Ashton Larson, and Milam, both of them getting big-time experience tonight in the 9th inning. Larson walks, and Milam gets the double. But Jones comes in at his 4th plate appearance, even though he had struck out the first 3 times in the game. But the experience that those guys gain is monumental for what you need to do here. The problem is, and the massive problem that you have right now, is that you're just not ready for the moment at the plate. You haven't been ready at the moment at the plate all year. You know, what I do think is interesting, we are having a lot of these conversations about, hey, man, like they just don't look good. Like we know that LSU beat VMI and it was a 1-run game in game 2. Yeah, like, okay. You know, like, all right, I'm with you, Blake. Or was it Central Arkansas? I forget. But it's a 1-run game. The weather's bad. It's a little bit chilly. You're not ready for the moment, and you hadn't been yet. I just question what you've done and what you're doing at the plate. Now, I understand that pitching was not fantastic tonight, too. But guys, this is like a Sunday rotation going up against the best pitcher in America in Hagen Smith. The fact that you were fighting and still into it, not even into the 8th, but guys, you were in it in the 9th. You have 2 runners on. You get a walk there by Neal, who, by the way, can I just be real with you? I think he's got to shut up when he strikes out and he looks at umpires. Maybe that's a bad word to say. I shouldn't say it. He needs to be quiet. The umpire tonight, when Brady Neal came up in the 9th, I know that the first 2 strikes he had, both of them were low. The guy's been bad all night. You've had 9 innings. And here's the thing, 9 innings to realize that he's ass. Like, you got to be aggressive. Move up in the box if you got to. Before that thing starts spinning on you, get up in the box, crowd the fucking plate, swing as hard as you can, and swing on that motherfucker. Because when you know through 9 innings that this guy has been asked, you can't go out there and expect to watch pitches. You can't. You swung at a fastball that was 97 miles an hour at the chest. I thought you did pretty well on Hagen Smith. But when you had critical moments, you could not, as a team, not just at the plate, as a team, you couldn't respond. Let's get to it here. So Hagen Smith, look, it was what it was. I thought Javen Coleman gave you everything he got. Hagen Smith got 2 Ks. Coleman in the bottom of the 1st had a hit and run on him. Runners on 1st and 3rd. He's got 1 out. He gets a 6-4-3 double play. Hagen Smith turns right around. The first time through the lineup tonight, Hagen Smith was, guys, I got to be real with you, he was the best player in America. I mean, you're going through 7 Ks almost. Or actually, he actually got 7 Ks through 10 batters. I mean, he's the best guy in the country, in my opinion, at least, mainly due to the fact he's coming from the left side too. And Coleman comes back in the 2nd, goes 1, 2, 3. So you have 2 really nice innings from Javen Coleman. Hagen Smith comes back out. He's dealing. Stovall makes a really good play. Ethan Fry hits one right back up the middle. And probably you should have plated your first run there. But Arkansas really well scouted LSU, especially for Ethan Fry. The second baseman is about 2 or 3 steps away from second base. He gets the diving stop. He throws to the first, gets Ethan Fry out. So Hagen Smith gave up an infield single to Bingham, but he's able to work out of not really a jam, even though that Bingham was on second, but he works out of a little bit of a jam. The 3rd inning is where Coleman struggled. He gives up a bloop single, then he gives up a walk. And then Jay had seen enough. He goes and gets Uoa, which I was posed a question from a really good friend of mine. Do you bring in Griffin Herring when there's 1-run close games like that? He's probably right. I said no, but he's probably right. Maybe you're waiting to go tomorrow and get Hurd behind Holman. Or maybe you go Herring. I don't know what Jay's plan is there. We will see. But bottom of the 3rd, you don't give up a run. Uoa goes 1, 2, 3. Get you out of it. In the top of the 4th, it's when you're down 1-0 and the bats from your 2 experienced guys got going. Back-to-back bombs by Tommy Tanks and Hayden Travinski. But you're unable to do anything outside of them tonight, really. Those 2 were the best at the plate tonight. Your 2 most experienced bats, ironically, are the 2 best. And I do want you to remember me saying that because we'll come back to that later too. Actually, I could probably do that now. I think that that's what the team is, really. You know, like I think that the team is – no, I'm going to be too long-winded on that. But just remember – the experienced guys aren't the ones doing bad. Now, you could say Braswell didn't have a good night. That's fair. Pearson didn't have a good night. That's fair. But the two guys in your lineup you need to perform did. Experience sometimes can trump talent. Tonight it did. You're up 2-1. Uoa comes in, gives up a home run to Wagner into left field. The ball that was hit 107 miles an hour off the bat per Tom. I forget Tom's name, the guy that calls it. He gives up a walk. He gives up a flyout and then up a single. Lohr comes in, gives up an RBI single, then gets a strikeout. Lohr would come back. Oh, by the way, Hagen Smith comes back in the top of the fifth. So you were up 2-1. Now you're down 3-2 after giving up the home run and a single, RBI single. Top of five, Hagen Smith throws 11 pitches. He gets Kling, who, yes, he made a really good throw tonight to third, and that run did not score to get an out. Defensively, he's done well. He's just not, I mean, guys, I feel like he's a walking out. Here's the thing I'm going to say about Kling. I've been waiting to say this, and I think we need to do this now. Guys, Braden Jobert and Alex Milazzo say hello when it comes to what Jay's been able to do with those guys at the plate. I'm not giving up on Kling yet. I'm just not giving up on him. He's going to have to pick it up because, guys, if he continues to go over in the SEC, you're not going to have a choice. Jake Brown, when he's healthy, I think that still battling with the hamstring, he's got to go in. He's got to start. He's got to play. But you go down 3-2, and then the bottom of the fifth, you can't get anything going really on the mound. I mean, you give up a walk, you get 2 Ks, you give up another walk. It's just you're getting a lot of strikeouts, but you're walking a lot of guys, giving free passes for guys to get one base hit, one hit in an inning, and you're down runs, right? Like, I mean, that walks are killers, man. Travinsky singled in the 6th. Yeah. Bingham, another super senior. Doubles in the 7th. You can't do anything on McIntyre, by the way, because Braswell, Larson, and Milam all struck out. What's interesting, I want to bring this up now. This team, the experienced dudes are performing well. Tommy Tanks, Travinsky, in my opinion. Bingham as well. I mean, Bingham's still hitting over 300. He's doing well enough. He's playing well enough. He got 2 hits tonight. He got a single and a double tonight against guys arguably one of the best pitchers in the country. Or 2 of the best pitchers in the country, McIntyre and Smith. You're just not getting any other production from anybody else, really. Now, the good thing that I liked was McIntyre saw Larson and Milam in the 7th. And Larson walked in the 9th, and then Milam got a double in the 9th. I think that we're going to have to be a little bit more patient. Unfortunately, some of these guys you're just going to have to go out there and let play. Some of these guys that are seniors, I got to be real with you. I don't know if you can play. You're going to have to find ways to get other guys involved here and get starts, see what they can do. I know you want Josh Pearson out there. I'm not saying to pull him, but Ashton Larson, I mean, continues to not look bad. I just don't know what you do with him. Milam gets a double in the 9th. So you're just unable in critical moments. You're down 1 run in the 7th. 1 run in the 7th. You got 1 out and a runner on second. You just got to find a way to get him home to tie the game. You got to find ways to succeed. And the inexperience on this team, let's just call it what it is biting you in the ass. I arguably thought, and I'll stand by this, I thought through the first really 8 innings, okay, you did not do bad on the mound. Cam Johnson walks in a run. Okay, I'm with you. He gets a strikeout. All right, it's a freshman. He had a bad one. He responded. That's great that he responded. You like that he responded. But Gavin Guidry in the 8th gives up a 3-run bomb. I went back and watched it. Nate Yeske was not calling an inside fastball. It looked like he wanted him to bury that out and away. Let the lefty see if he'll go out and swing at it. What I really think he was doing was trying to throw something fast on the outside and then come back with that breaker, try to hit that back foot on that little bender. And Guidry missed against the guy in Arkansas that leads, in home runs. Diggs is their leading home run guy. Come up in the 9th, it was what it was. Here's my ultimate thoughts before I get to all your comments. Yes, guys, I see it. I see it. I haven't turned on the comments yet because I'm going to wait to get to them. We talked about this last night. Jay was playing the long game in this one. Holman goes tomorrow. Jump goes tomorrow. He's going to try to win the series by winning Saturday and Sunday. Winning Friday and Saturday. That's it. I'm glad you were in the game tonight. I felt like that it just felt like Jay was conceding it a little bit. I don't know. I didn't feel like Jay, but in another way, it feels like Jay. He did it against South Carolina last year when we were on the road in Skeens. You remember the weather delay on that Friday night. It was what it was. You're just not living up to the moment, and that is going to continue to be the storyline for me. You have critical moments all throughout the game that you got to either make one pitch, you got to get one hit, and you're unable to perform. You're just so unable to perform. And the dagger obviously was Diggs hitting that massive home run. I like the way you fought in the 9th. Look, I disagree wholeheartedly that these guys don't care. I don't think that that's even remotely true. I don't think that it's that they don't care. I think they really do care. I think at 7 positions, 8 or 6 positions in the field, you're highly inexperienced. You don't have enough at bats, or maybe a guy or two is not talented enough. Like Ethan Fry, man. It's not fair to Ethan Fry for us to expect him to be in a leadoff spot, and his first time in real SEC pitching, facing SEC pitching, he has an off night. He should have had a base hit. It got stopped by an excellent defender and an excellent play. It's not fair to him. It's not fair to Milam. It's not fair to Larson. It's not fair to Bear Jones in a lot of ways, even though Bear Jones played a lot of baseball last year. In some instances, it's not completely fair to Clean. I think about, I'm going to say this is going to go, it's going to sound bad, but I'm not intending it to. I still remember Gavin Dugas as a freshman. He got hurt, but wasn't performing really well. Did not look good as a freshman. Didn't really look good as a sophomore. Didn't really look good as a junior. Well, I guess he's got 2 junior years. But when you play that much baseball and you needed a big-time hit, Texas, in the College World Series, and my man Doogie's hitting bombs, and Kay Beloso, you cannot replace that. I get the Cruz stuff. I get Blake, you can't replace Cruz. No shit. You can't replace Trey Morgan. You can't replace these experienced dudes. And unfortunately for us, we're going to have to live with some of the growing pains. But the series is not over. The series is not over. And you go tomorrow with your ace. Hopefully you can get one. Hopefully you can get one with your ace on the mound. You showed a lot of fight tonight. It doesn't stop that you were in a one-run game through 7 2/3 innings, and you just could the moment continues to be too big for them. I don't know what else Jay can do at this exact moment. I will continue to tell you that Jay will not let this stand. He will go portal hunting. Listen to me. I will not tolerate any Jay Johnson slander. Jay better get it right. Jay better do this. Calm the fuck down. He's going to get it right. I promise you that man will go. He will overhaul a roster if he's got to win. He did it at Arizona. That's what got him the College World Series, and then that's what got his ass here. All right? He will do what he's got to do. And I promise you that Jay still got tons and tons of favor to go and get money to get dudes here. Stop it. Stop it. Do I think Jay's making ultimately great decisions when it comes to some of his selections out of the bullpen? I don't agree with him. He knows more baseball than I do. I actually, and I know a lot of people thought, it's like, well, you should have gone to Helmers there. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. You should have gone to Helmers. Maybe you would have tied the game up in, what was it, the 7th, guys? Maybe you tie it up at 3 there if you go to Helmers. Johnson doesn't walk in the run. You're not down 2. That's fair. I get that. Cam Johnson walking in a run, you going down 2. If you get out of that inning, the next inning, you get a run. Tommy Tanks comes around to score. You got runners on the pond, and Jared Jones, who was 0 for 3 on the night with 3 strikeouts, hits a absolute missile in the left field. You score a run. Maybe you're right there. Maybe Jay will walk through that again. The problem that I have with that, I do think that Cam Johnson has immense talent. You got to get him reps in the SEC. You got to get him meaningful reps. He did the same thing with Cade Anderson the last 2 weekends, and just calling a spade, Cade Anderson got rocked. He got absolutely blasted. That's going to benefit him down the long run. We all know that. We can see that Cade Anderson's going to be a good player here. But it doesn't matter, though, that Jay made a risky call there in a lot of ways. You get the run, but you got to be able to come up to the plate and deliver. It's got to be yin and yang. It's not just one simple thing that's beating this team. It is not. It's a multitude of things that is getting them beat. I still think that you're still in a really good spot. Tomorrow, clearly is, guys, you got to win tomorrow. I think you got to go in the game, if you're Jay, doing everything you can to win tomorrow. Unless it starts getting out of hand, yada, 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 yada. You got to take one. You can't get swept. You cannot get swept. It will be bad. Then you got Tennessee coming in. All right. Let's get to y'all's comments. If you 1000% want your comment read, we said this for every single postgame, baseball, football, whatever. If you 1000% want your comment read, you got to send in a super chat, because there's thousands of comments in here. Guys, how many do we have right now total on Facebook? And okay, 307. All right. There's no way we can stifle through all of those. You want 1000% certainty. We get to your comment, your thought, your concern. Send in a super chat. Go over to YouTube if you want to send it in. All right. Trey Patin said, or Patin, whatever. Sends a 499. Thank you. You're gonna have to send me how to say your last name. But Trey says this will be a roller coaster year. It's so frustrating with the inconsistency. We just can't get runners on. Majority of the big three homers are solo shots. He's 1,000% right, and it's by your veteran power bats. And again, I mean, Bingham, 2 hits tonight. We're getting close to halfway through the year. We're getting so close with being halfway through 56. Mac Bingham's hitting above 300. It is what it is. Don't know what else to tell you. I mean, your majority of your upperclassmen are getting things done for you. I got a hot take. I got a massive hot take. I don't know what you do with Milazzo, but guys, Milazzo is a better at bat for you than a lot of these guys right now. I have no clue what you do because you can't take out Jones. His power is too immense for you to take out. You cannot do it. I don't know what Jay's going to finagle or do or whatever he's got, but I don't know if you don't go to Milazzo. Get the most experience on the field as you can. Whoever's got the most experience is going to play. If you got to take out Kling, though, for a freshman, so be it. Get Ashton Larson in there, then so be it. If you got to, I mean, it goes against the experience factor, but you're going to have to find a way. You're going to have to find a way. I know Jay is loyal. I know Jay doesn't want to go to some of the younger guys. He doesn't want to pull a panic plug on a guy like Kling right now. I get that. You got to pull him. Don't know what you do for him defensively. I mean, but you're doing it to Brady Neal is my thing. Now, you do it for Neal because obviously you got catchers there that can do it in Milazzo and Travinsky, and they can give you a good enough at bat. The issue, okay, you've done it with Neal, and Neal has been better than Kling. Neal and Pearson, I mean, guys, they're both hitting around 260. Both of them are hovering around 260. Neal being in right versus Pearson, who, by the way, had a very bad play on the ball in right field tonight on a line drive. He was damn near to the fence. Guys, he was hovering the warning track. He misreads a ball, misplays it, does something. But even if he can't make the play, doesn't look like he's hustling enough to get there. Damn it. Yes, I am aggravated. Whoever asked that question in the chat on Twitter, you fucking right, I'm aggravated. Now, it doesn't mean I'm not mad, I'm aggravated. Because you had guys, if you win tonight, let me just tell you this. If you would have found a way to win tonight against that dude and those two dudes, which you had so many opportunities to do, if you're able to hang on and and steal a win, guys, you could walk out of here with a series win. When is the dam going to break for this team that they start breaking through? I don't know. I don't know. Alex Cormier says they will absolutely get swept. I'm not going that I'm not going that far. I'm not going that far. LSU fan on YouTube says not knocking him, just saying. Maybe that's not for me. But he says maybe JJ should have gotten more veteran sluggers out of the portal. Oh, yeah, and I think he'll do that in the portal this go around. Lee says, young team, man, World Series isn't won in March. Lee, that's fine. I get that. You're not in March anymore. March is over with. April 1st is Monday. I understand what you're saying. Don't come in here and tell me it's too early in the year. I get that it's too early in the year, but you got to be able to be frustrated on a Friday night loss when you had an ability to win. How many times have guys, put a thumb inside the chat. Give me a thumbs up in the chat. How many times, or please tell me you heard me say, guys, the series isn't over. You can still take the series. Just because I'm aggravated at the outcome when you had the ability to win scared the outright shit out of me. Dog, I ain't gonna lie. That scared the shit out of me. I jumped. Y'all see me jump a little bit? Oh, scary ass. Regardless, multiple times tonight, we talked about, I ain't gonna lie, scared shit out of me, man. I ain't gonna lie. Scared the outright scary. I jumped, man. I wish we had instant replay in this hoe. I jumped. I jumped. Ooh. That's how you know I got good reflexes. Somebody come up on me, man. Hey, man, back up. Mind your business. Stephen Fry, our good friends over at Fry Construction, says the last person anyone should be worried about is Jay. No doubt. Players need to step up and grab the bull by the damn horns when it matters. That's not on Jay. That is not on Jay. That is not on Jay. Y'all, look at y'all. Big J. Cole said Mike Jones said to calm down. Probably I need to. But I've said multiple times in the show, this will probably be the fifth. Guys, the series is not over. You can still take the series. Again, guys, it's just winning that Friday night game sets you up so much differently. So much differently. Dustin Brown says, swept this weekend will make it 3 weekends in a row. We have not been swept. We have not been swept in the last 3 weekends. We haven't been swept all year. If you're saying we lose the series, then yes. If that's what you're meaning, like, hey, there'll be 3 series losses in a row. You're right. George says LSU will not get swept. Absolutely not. I hope not. I hope not. Fred says book is out on Guidry, whether people want to admit it or not. All right, let's talk about that. I think he's right. I think he's 100% right. Guidry's going to have to find another way to get out. He's going to have to find another way to get out. He can't, with the stuff that he has right now, he cannot. I mean, let me pull this up. This will be for not tonight's game because he gave up 4 runs. Actually, let me do it right here, guys. You can. That's how I know you the interns are getting better. Yes, I want Gavin Guidry's stats. I'm going to put it up right here, just to see the whole season. Yeah, I'm going to pull up Gavin Guidry's stats. Gavin Guidry came into the game tonight with a 3.12 ERA. He's got a win. He had 8. No, that's not him. Yeah, that was him. 14 1/3 innings pitched. He's given up 12 hits, 6 runs on, or 6 hits, 6 runs, 6 earned runs, which is now 10. 17 or 12 strikeouts, and batters are hitting 250 off of him. It's the highest on the team. All right. Well, maybe it's not been that bad. I mean, a sub-3 ERA is not that bad. It'll be over 5 now. Well over 5 now. So, yeah. Monkey on a Stick 78 says Jay threw this game to win just one. I don't know. I don't know about that. Not to win just one. I think he did that to win the series. I don't completely agree that I don't think that Jay would throw it. I mean, but I got to admit, like, he went to Christian Little. He went to an experienced guy. Guys, Christian Little did not look bad tonight, by the way. That's another game one type situation that we've seen Christian Little. He has not looked bad tonight. Or he did not look bad tonight. Let's look at what Christian Little did. Let's look. When did Little come in? Little came into the sixth, got a fly out, got a ground ball, a single in the left field. Braswell had an error, and then he got a ground ball to second. So he gives up one hit, then another runner gets on because Braswell can't make a play, and he gets a ground out. He comes into the seventh. He gives up a line drive single. He gives up a fly out to Braswell, and then he gets a strikeout in the walk. So he's got 2 outs, 2 on. So same exact situation. And Jay went to Cam Johnson. He had a walk. Then he gave up another walk that brought in a run and got the strikeout. I mean, I don't think Little did that bad. He didn't do worse than Guidry. Tony Hall says, see y'all tomorrow with the hog head. Good for you. Todd Davis says, tomorrow we have our ace going. Tonight they had their ace. That's true. 1,000% true. But Molina doesn't suck. The Molina kid that was Texas Tech's ace from last year does not suck. He's really good. He's very good. He's very good. So Brian says, everyone calm down. It's baseball. Here we go. We have a young team that is growing each week. They started their ace, and we did not. We could have won tonight, and we will be good to go by the end of the year hosting a regional. Nobody's – see, here's what let me tell you what I hate. Here's what I hate. Maybe I'm coming off in a wrong light. Where did I even remotely say that the season or even the series was over? Some of y'all don't listen. I feel like I'm telling that to my kid. You don't listen. Maybe you're hearing me. You're not listening to me. Let me say it again. The series isn't over. The season isn't over. But I don't understand the ability from fans to just say, oh, well, fuck it. Maybe we're all cut from a different cloth. You can be mad tonight, I'm not mad, aggravated in a loss. You think Jay Johnson's not aggravated? Why can't you be aggravated? I'm more. Let me tell you what I'm mostly aggravated and what's got me pissed off a little. What has me pissed off a little bit is mainly due to the fact that the guy behind the plate fucking sucked. Bro, let me just tell you something. That man sucks so bad. He probably sucks more at being behind the plate than a $5 Tijuana hooker. Because you know how that goes down. I've never been to Tijuana. I couldn't tell you. That's what's got me more aggravated than anything. What also has me more aggravated than anything is this. This is not the first time that any of these guys at the plate have seen a bad umpire. This isn't. You got to make adjustments when a guy, all right, who consistently is bad, and calling stuff that is on the outer third, move up in the box. If they're going to continue to attack fastball on the outside corner that this dumbass loved to call a strike, move up in the box. So what? You're going to strike out if he throws you something in. Who gives a shit? You're striking out anyway, but you got to find a different way. That is not inexperience. That's a lack of awareness by, like we've said a lot tonight, a young team that's got to figure it out themselves. But it doesn't mean you can't be aggravated in a loss. I'm aggravated after every loss. I don't give it to Rudy Poos if LSU table tennis lost. I'm going to be a little pissed. What's pissing me off even more is it's early in the season. You're right. No shit. You're closer games to being halfway through the year than anything. You can go on a run. You're talented enough to go on a run. The schedule gets easier as the season goes on. The first part of this conference season is brutal for you, but you got to be able to find ways to win. This cannot continue to happen to you. It's happened 3 weekends in a row. What are we talking about here? No one is saying that even the fucking series is over. What I'm saying is you got to respond tomorrow. You got to respond on Saturday. Monkey on a stick says on YouTube. Yeah, that dude was definitely awful behind the plate. He was awful. Sherry Berry says not all umps will have the same strike zone. As a player, you have to adjust what the ump is calling. 1,000%. 1,000%. 1,000%. If a guy is constantly throwing inside because it is favorable and the guy behind the plate is giving him that inside strike, he's going to continue to go to it. Guys, I mean, that isn't just something that you see in college. Guys, this is a lot of these guys play travel ball. A lot of these guys play during the summer. They've seen really good pitching. A lot of them have already seen really good pitching. Here's where it does start getting aggravating too. You had Florida beat, and look, this is a good thought. I mean, something I thought throughout the game. Man, Florida lost to us on Friday night. They lost game 1, came back and battled their way back against you. The way that they did that was they got a fuckload of veterans on their team, though, too. Ty Evans, I don't even know if they won tonight. They probably did. They just can't win a midweek to save their life. Father Abear says, I just don't think this home plate ump has even seen a decent frame job by a catcher because he was convinced every time. Yeah, I mean, he's just so bad, man. I mean, and that is the biggest issue that Greg Sankey has had as the commissioner. It's his biggest fault, if we're being honest. And some teams getting favorable calls. I do feel like I'm being dead honest when I say this. I know I'm biased with all the LSU shit surrounding me. I feel like LSU gets more worse calls than anybody. And here's another thing too that we hadn't talked about or added into the show. Arkansas's pitching staff knew and observed throughout the game. Haken Smith, McIntyre, and the other guy that came in, I forget the gentleman's name. But they knew right? Like they knew where to continue to attack an area. McIntyre comes in, guys, the first pitch he throws, I marked this down. The first pitch that McIntyre, the reliever, the really good reliever for Arkansas has is a fastball in the outer half part of the plate for a strike. Guys, you think he was locked in and paying attention to the game? Fucking right he was. So why didn't we attack it? You know that he's going to continue to call that for strikes. And if you want to know, hey, how far, ask Travinsky, how far outside is it? Shit, coach, it's down and low. All right, well, you know what? Javen Coleman, Christian Little, all of you, Nate Yeske, Jay Johnson, somebody tell him, hey, this guy likes stuff low and outside. Pound that shit down there. Pound it down there. Pause, but pound it. I mean, give it 10 good broad strokes. But as bad as he is, it's not an excuse. 19 of the 27 outs that you had tonight came by the way of the K. It's not good enough. Fred says Stetson Bennett Jr. hit a home run against us tonight. It's funny. It's funny. Gary Landry says, no diggity. Or no diddy. I'm staying away from that. The pound the ass or pound it down and in, I think was what he was referring to. Stephen Frost says we throw hard shit up there and hope it sticks. I agree. Greg says good calls, bad calls, 19 strikeouts will get you beat most of the times. You got to figure out better hitting. I agree. Guys, I agree with it. Frustrating. It is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it tonight. Go rebound tomorrow. Have a better performance. And just you hope, you really, 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 really hope that these experiences, the stuff that you're seeing at these guys are getting are able to see at the plate against that elite type of pitching, that it makes them better. That's the only thing you can hope for. The only thing you can hope for. Right now, at least. And guys, to be real with you, I mean, it's tough. And the reason I'm saying this, and I think why I've gotten pushback on this, because a lot of people probably don't watch Arkansas, didn't listen to us or watch us on Thursday's show. Guys, you do realize that they got two more dudes that are going to start for them that have been really, really freaking good. One has a 2.35 ERA. The other one has like a 1.92 ERA. Guys, Arkansas is not giving up runs. And I don't think that Luke Holman will. But, I mean, the last time we saw him on the road, he got rocked. How does he respond? The second time on the road, I don't know. But for me, I would have more confidence in Arkansas winning tomorrow than us. Guys, I picked Arkansas to win the series, hoping that it would be a reverse jinx, and I have so much egg on my face. Pause. But I would have so much egg on my face that y'all could come out here on Sunday. Well, we're not doing this on Sunday because of Easter. But we can come out here on Monday, and you can come out here and point at me and say, Blake, you dumbass, you picked against us. But you were right. The reverse jinx worked. I was hoping that you could come out here and tell me I was wrong. Sad part is we're not. At least not tonight anyway. All right. A couple more questions. Then we'll get out of here. Chance Babin says Cam Johnson got some valuable experience tonight. I think he did too. In a hostile environment. You don't like the walk that he gave up to get in that run. If you go to Helmer's there, is there a more likely opportunity that Helmer's can get you out of that situation? Because the very next inning, like we talked about, Tommy Tanks came around the score after Jared Jones hit that laser in the left field. But you also got to get Cam Johnson experience. You got to get Cam Johnson just meaningful reps and pitches in a big-time hostile SEC environment and see how he handles it. By the way, you didn't see Griffin Herring tonight. You didn't see Thatcher Hurd. When does he go? I still think that you got a lot of really good arms that you can go to, and you're going to go to. It's just, again, I'm not going to say Jay conceded it, but sometimes sometimes with Jay it feels that way. Benny Latino, our good buddy, says, like our chances the next two, we need to find a couple of players that can put the ball in play. I agree. And that's the man right there. Benny Latino, that's the man right there, man. That's the man right there. I think this is the best name that we've Moist. Wherever Moist is, Moist was like my favorite YouTube name. It's quickly being replaced by Monkey on the Stick 78. But Monkey on the Stick says on YouTube, still time, better management, and less strikeouts. Pitchers don't allow 11 walks, and we have a shot. Oh, man. I mean, you know that Holman's not going to walk that many. I mean, that Greg Maddux looking son gone. Nate Ackenhausen didn't go. That's another good point, Chance. Nate Ackenhausen didn't go. Nate Ackenhausen could pass as your little brother, he says. I think he looks more like Will Blackwell. Yeah. All right. Let's get out of here. We will see you tomorrow for another post game. And I hope we win that moho. What's happening in NCAA March Madness? Damn, ULM beat Coastal Carolina tonight. 11-3. Before we get out of here. Hold on. Before we get out of here. Oh, Alabama's tied with UNC. 59-59. Good for them. Probably ain't going to win it, though. See y'all tomorrow, man. Y'all have a good one. Peace. Peace out, Girl Scouts.